Hey guys, it's Michaela, and as you can tell, I'm in my bathroom. I'm actually currently getting ready, but while I get ready, I'm trying to read the Bible in a year, and so while I get ready, I listen to it. I found I'm a lot better at listening to something than reading something. I still read my Bible pretty much daily for other things that I'm doing. But for my Read It in a Year challenge, I've been listening while I get ready. I pause it when I'm like blow drying my hair or something. But other than that, like if I'm brushing my teeth, I'm probably listening to my Bible. But it was talking about women when they are on their period. And I thought it was just something that I feel like not only Christians, but even people who aren't Christian, a lot of times they try to say, this still is today in the Old Testament. Like there are things in the Old Testament that don't relate to us today. And I kind of just wanted to talk about why. So when it talks about specifically our period, it says we're unclean for 7 days. And it says we should not go outside. We should, wash everything that we have. We should wash everything we sit on. And everyone thinks that, it's saying that women are unholy or ungodly, and that is not what it means. When you're reading the Bible, you have to make sure you understand the context, because when you're reading the New Testament, a lot of stuff is going to be in parables. It's going to be metaphors and similes and that kind of stuff, because that's how Jesus taught. Jesus was someone who taught with stories. Just like when we are teaching little kids, we try to think of ways to tell them stuff that they can relate to. So he would talk about farming, or he would talk about buying things in the store. So he was doing that to try to relate to us. But when we get into the books of Moses, so specifically Leviticus is where I'm in, that's talking about periods, or as it says, the menstrual cycle. We have to make sure that we understand the context of that this is the law, and it's not our Christian law. It is the law of the time. So the reason that they're saying you are unclean when you're on your period is because you are literally not clean. Today, it's a lot different. Today, we have pads, we have tampons, we have, soaps that really, really clean, maybe sometimes too much. So it's totally different now. But back then, what they used on their period was cloth. So it was super normal for blood to get on things. It was way more normal than it is now. And on top of that, they didn't have antibacterial soaps like we do. It was so much easier to get sick back in those days, so they had to take precautions a lot more. And they talk about this with, leprosy and people who have sores on them. They were seen as unclean. And it gets to this in the New Testament when Jesus heals these people. They're not spiritually unclean. They are physically unclean. So it's not telling you that because a woman is on her period that she isn't worthy of God. That's not at all what it says. It is saying that she has the potential of getting sick because she is currently bleeding out of her. She has the potential of getting someone else sick because of that. And so, it talks about if a man lays on the same bed as her, he is expected to wash himself, because there is a possibility that he got her bodily fluids on him. And if she has any sickness going on, it can spread. Just like if someone has leprosy and they have sores on them that have stuff oozing out of them, if you get that on you, you're going to get sick. So I just want to remind people that when you're reading the Old Testament, think of context. When you're reading about laws, think of context. My lights just flickered. But it makes me laugh because this also gets into things of certain types of animals we can't eat because they were unclean. That's because they didn't have supplies to clean them. It is so different now, and Jesus even talks about that. Like, we have this tendency to put those laws just as high up as God's law, and they don't relate. Like, that is included because it is important. It tells us about our heritage, but it's not God's laws specifically. God's laws are the 10 Commandments. So, put God before all others, don't have another God, respect your parents, those kind of things. Those are God's laws. And so it's really important that when you're reading your Bible, you make sure you know what context you are reading, because I don't want you to be thinking that Christians think that women aren't holy because they're on their period, or that if a woman dies on her period, she's going to hell. That's not at all what it says, but I have heard people say that, and it's just so silly to me, but I understand how you can get that if you're just reading that and you're not getting the context of the book. But that's it for today's video. I'm probably not even gonna edit it. It's just gonna be a quick talk, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you know someone who's struggling with deciphering the difference between the law of Moses and the law of God, even though Moses, a lot of his laws did come from God, but there is a difference. And if you're having a hard time deciphering the difference, or someone who is, tell them to watch this video. I hope it helped a little bit, and if not, I'm sorry. But I hope you all have a good day. Bye.